Right now, I'm thinking about sovereignty, and because I'm going through an issue where, like, I've had mental illness, and part of my story is there's this alternate one, and we're on like alternate 22 or something, and they're alternate worlds on node points. So it doesn't have every single alternate world that has a possibility, because that would be too much for the system to work out. It's got alternate worlds that are just main sort of alternate worlds. So anyway, we're in the 22nd one here, supposedly. This is part of the story, if anything. And then EUNM, Earth under new management, the balancer, 1 over x equals x over 1. That's the story. And which is all of this, right? That's the name of it. It's here. This is it. You can check that out, and then you can read this if you want, which you should want, because it's a cracker of a story. You can pause that if it's not long enough. And I've just been thinking about sovereignty, and because on alternate one is my old man, my dad, and he's extremely rich there, and so am I. And I think he's got hold of a machine, but also others have hold of this machine called the Looking Glass, which is somewhere in America. I don't know where. I think the government got it off, like that. It's a black project, deep secret projects that have no accountability, and Looking Glasses, I think, in some underground somewhere. And what I've likened it to as well is a pineal gland, or someone else has. I've heard that or something. And anyway, it can look into the future, and they also can, supposedly my father can manipulate, like maybe my mental illness. But my mental illness here has happened because of a lack of information, because my dad in this world, he didn't tell me stuff. He thought he had to hold it in, but he was actually keeping the power for himself. He didn't want me to have it. He didn't think it was me or something. And because he's a clever dude. And on this other world that's supposed, anyway, to get to the point, that in some way they're manipulating me. And I've got this thing about sovereignty and how everything is sovereign to everything else. So every point of reference that there is that you can think of, a football, a galaxy, a can of drink, a ruler, an atom. So no matter how small or how big you look at it, that each one, and we can call each one of them a point of reference, and you could essentially say that there is infinity amounts of them in the universe, but there's actually a finite amount because the universe is so big, right? And so that each one of these things is sovereign unto itself. And I come up with this theory a few years ago, and that this, because everything's sovereign to itself, that means nothing else ultimately can do anything to it that it doesn't want done to it. But so it's sovereign to itself. So therefore we can extrapolate that to us and say we are sovereign, and if some entity or something comes our way and we don't want any part of it, we don't have to have any part of it. So this is where governments and whatnot, they've sort of gone over the edge. They've sort of taken away our sovereignty. And for example, the Queen has said she is, and the King, they are sovereign to their subjects or whatever. They are sovereign over their subjects. We are their subjects. So they are sovereign over us. But no, it's not. When did they sign that piece of paper with me? You know, they've signed it with, they've fooled other generations that this was the case, and then they pretend it to keep holding its power when we can stand up and say, no, I don't take this. Honestly, if everybody did. So so sovereignty. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about the law of sovereignty, I guess. and I'm going at 5:05. See ya.